Okay, got off to a good start. Obviously, go down there and get a stop defensively, and then go down and get a touchdown, start the game, and from there, we were not efficient enough the rest of the way, obviously, in any phase. So it's a tough way to go out, So I'll open up the questions from there.
What are the early indications on camp?
We'll see. We'll do more testing. Until they do more testing, I can't give you, I'll give you a better answer down the road.
You guys hadn't called many plays of that variety for him this season. Does it sting that he gets hurt on a play like that?
Yeah, it stings that he gets hurt in general. The way he's played the last, he's played all year long, and the way he's learned and grown as a player, getting better. You don't ever want to see anybody get injured. It's unfortunate because it's the way we went down there and moved the ball against a really good defense the first series and scoring points. But it's just unfortunate the way he went down. And
was there something in particular that made you dial up the zone read call in that situation?
No, we've had you put plays in all year long, and we've had other plays like that during the season. And
I think Brandon did stepping in.
Excuse me.
How'd Brandon do in your eyes stepping in?
There's some, there's like, it's he hasn't got a lot of, obviously Cam's taken every snap up till then, and Brandon came in. He had the one really nice third down conversion there for us, and then offensively, not just him, we just weren't efficient enough moving forward from there.
What do you say to the guys in the locker room after the season that's been, and obviously going out that way?
Really, just thank them for everything they've done all season long in a very difficult situation. This team fought their tails off. There's like I've said a number of times, you guys are ready. The veterans, the way they work, the way they prepare week in and week out. I can't thank them enough. I probably said thank you to them multiple times in there. It's a tough season. It's not easy, but the fight in these guys is out of this world, and it's hard because they all deserve to win. When you look at, and that's one of the first things, I mentioned the captains way back when is, they work so hard, and you want them to win games, and it's hard to win in this league. We knew there's challenges throughout the year, the ups and downs, and when guys get injured, things like that, it's hard, but guys just kept fighting, and you guys saw it out at practice, the way these guys worked and the type of character. There was no finger pointing. Everyone just stayed together, and that was one of the big things. You guys, that's the first message, is the togetherness, and that's the way these guys were. But it starts with guys like Jeff, and when you see someone like Jeff, the way he practices, the way he is, he's not afraid to speak up when needed and say certain things, and that's a great leader. And then you turn on the film and you go watch him on Sundays, he plays his tail off. And you go on, Zeitler, you go on and on, the guys who've played and have the experience and the way they work. You watch Kevin and just the walkthroughs and the way he takes every step. He's a pro. So these young guys, all these young guys, that the rookies and everybody, they're learning from great vets, and so they've stuck together, and this team is going to they're going to get the benefits moving forward.
You guys have made some discernible progress in the last couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
That make it particularly hard to end with such a thud.
It's hard. It's a tough way to go out. You never want to play a game like this. I think there's been some really good football, and this was nowhere close to being good enough.
What will tomorrow look like for you, and I guess how tough a day is that as you guys head your separate ways, your players?
Well, anytime the end of the season, regardless of where it is, you sit down with your players. They got the exit physicals, and then they'll talk to their coaches. We'll have a team meeting. They'll talk to you guys obviously afterwards, certain players, and you just tell them you sit down and give them a few pointers, so we talk about the year with each player, give them feedback, because these players want to be coached, they want to be told what they need to do to improve moving forward, but it's always hard because in the NFL there's so much change, with rosters and everything, that there's certain players that are free agency. So it's just the opportunity to work with some of these guys and the type of people they are and what they've done for you. That's always the hard part, when you know that certain people are going to possibly leave your organization, and you wish them well, and you want nothing for the best, because hey, as coaches, we want all these players to do great things, and you want nothing but the best. And this is something you talk about all the time, and this is what I think is so special about this group of people. In such a tough time, they all stuck together. You look at all the community service stuff, the wives, the girlfriends, fiancés, things like that, the stuff they do together. When you walk away from the game, and I was out for 3 years, so I kind of have a good feel for this, and I know players always tell me the same thing. It's not always the Sundays you miss. It's the relationships, the friendships, all the good times in the locker room, the trips you take, the vacations you do, the travel on the road. It's all that stuff too. So it's every year the NFL changes, obviously, every year. There's a number of guys, and that's always hard to see those guys kind of walk out too.
When you look at the totality of these 11 games since you took over,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think you're going to remember, and to what degree do you plan on lobbying to stick around next year regardless of regime change?
Well, very similar to a lot of my comments and the question you guys already asked, is I can't thank everybody involved enough. And that goes from the top down. This was an amazing opportunity. And I never thought I'd be doing this again, probably, at this level. And so to be able to, when Chad and Mike called me down and I talked to Amy, this is what I love to do. I love leading. And it's just, I can't thank these guys enough. And it's really not just the players and coaches, but the entire organization for the way they rallied around our plan, what we wanted to do. I mean, Mike and I talking about everything from day one, Chad, about what we were doing, how we were going to do it, it was seamless. It was easy because it starts with communication. And the entire organization bought in. I talked to everyone as time went on in different areas, different departments, and everyone was on the field. We had great conversations on how we were doing things, and it's a special place. And there's so many good people here, and that goes back to my comment earlier about these players. It's relationships, it's people, that's life. You surround yourself with good people, good things happen, and this place has got so many good people, and just the players, how hard they worked and they bought in, and we weren't winning games, but nobody flinched. Nobody shut it down. They kept working. We took care of them, and as a coaching staff, we did what we thought was best on a weekly basis. If it was a walkthrough, they stayed focused. They worked their tails off, and up to the very last practice, the way the guys work. When I was walking off the field, Coach Max said something to me about, wow, that was a pretty amazing practice for the week 18 for a Friday practice. And that's just a credit to everybody in this entire organization. So I know it's a special place. It's a great place to be.
Do you want the job, Mike? Do you deserve the job?
I'd love to be here. I love this place. I love this organization. I've got a great guy here who's helped me through so much, and Everett. It's a special place. I want to help this organization win.
Couple more. All set? Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
guess, what was it like, I guess, getting an opportunity to play after Cam went down, not the way you wanted it? and
No.
how you think it went?
Yeah, you know, it obviously didn't go well. It's been a long time between some live reps. You know, it felt good to get back out there, get hit a little bit. But, you know, as far as just overall offensive performance after Cam went down, it wasn't good enough. Obviously, we had a bunch of 3-and-outs. We didn't move the ball. I didn't make some completions. Pick 6 was brutal. I think I was playing a little sped up in my head when we first get back out there, and didn't allow him to sit down, so that one's on me. But yeah, overall, you want to play better. You want to, you know, put on a good performance, and you get an opportunity. I don't feel like I did that, and you know, it always starts with the quarterback, and the offense is going to move based on how the quarterback plays. And I didn't play well enough to get us moving down the field.
You had a chance to talk to Cam, and you
Mm-hmm.
don't want anybody to get hurt, but how much
Yeah.
you hated for him in week 18?
Oh yeah, it's brutal for him. You know, I don't know the severity of it or any of that yet, but so you know, he's in good spirits. So I think he's optimistic about it, and he'll be fine coming back.
Why do you think it snowballed so badly for you guys?
You know, it was really one thing after another. You know, when you get a couple 3-and-outs in a row, you know, it's tough for momentum to build, and then we get a first down. You know, we had a you know, decent drive going there. I think late second quarter maybe, and you know, penalty brings us back. And so, you know, I think we killed ourselves as far as getting down the field, just momentum wise. You know, I thought I didn't do a good enough job just getting completions, and you know, there were a couple throws there definitely could have made, and you know, I give them credit too. They played good defense, and they had a good front, and you know, they did a good job defensively. But there were definitely some plays to be made out there that we didn't, and I think if you can make some of those plays, you get a little momentum, and that kind of just gets the offense rolling a little bit.
How do you feel Mike McCoy has done since taking over? Obviously the wins
Yeah.
happened, but
Yeah.
other ways, like how do you feel?
You know, this is the second time in 10 years I've been a part of this, so with an interim, but it can't be an easy situation to step into, and you know, he's been nothing but optimistic, you know, for the guys in the locker room and getting us ready to play each and every week. So you know, I thought he did a really good job, just you know, in terms of the total circumstance of everything. And I mean, like I said, it's not easy for him to step in and you know, just start taking over a team and be the head coach and be that guy, but you know, he'd done it before, and you know, I think he knew how to communicate with the guys in the locker room and how to get us ready to play each week. So in terms of that, I thought he did a great job.
Whether you're back in Nashville next year or not, just kind of what do you see as the future trajectory of this franchise?
Yeah, you know, I think there's a lot of young guys on this team, and I think people forget that sometimes. There's a lot of young receivers. Obviously, there's a young quarterback. You know, there's some young guys playing on defense, and you have to build on those guys. And I think they have a lot of talent, and it's not easy for you know, a bunch of rookies to immediately go in and start playing significant snaps right away. But that was the situation we're kind of in right now. And you know, I thought the maturity level and the growth that those guys showed, like over the course of the season, was fantastic, and they got better each and every week. But you know, I think you know, it's only up from here. Obviously, you know, it's a rough season, but you know, there's a lot of young guys that are doing a lot of playing, and they're going to keep getting better, banking all those reps that they're getting this year.
Is there anything you can think of that the Titans need moving forward, whether it's in terms of coaching style or players or anything like that?
No, I don't think that's for me to say really. You know, I think that there's a lot of good core guys in the locker room, and I think you build off, you know, the things you had success on. I think that's for any team really. You build on the success, and you look to make improvements where you think you need improvements, and I think that's what they're going to do.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thank you.
it.
Thanks, man.